Hey there, friends and neighbors. Welcome back to another edition of Somewhere Downrange. I'm your host, Brad, and today, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, whenever you get to see this. I kind of like to try to kick out 2 or 3 during the Christmas and New Year's area. I know everybody's busy, they're doing stuff with their family and everything, but nowadays it seems like everybody's got time to check their phone on YouTube. So, the last video I did, on that 742, that Remington 742, and all that, man, that thing, it's rolling. I don't know what it is. I think it's the gun everybody loves to love, hate to hate, or just sit there and throw trash at and kiss on it and hug and love on at the same time. I ain't lying. It's beyond me. But it just really seems to be one of those weapons on YouTube that everybody wants to chime in on and take a look at. So I thank you guys for that. It's rolling right along. It's doing a good job. Now, today, hopefully you're seeing this Christmas afternoon. I got another little treat for, well, maybe it's a treat for you, but certainly a treat for me. Merry Christmas to me. Okay, so, I've always kind of thought that, you know, any kind of pistol you're going to slide into your bug out bag, your little 3-day hit the road thing and get the hell out of town for a minute, ought to be something that should meet certain criteria. One, it ought to be something that you got no compunction whatsoever about just grabbing it, throwing it in a holster, sticking it in your bug out bag, and you don't mind if that bag gets bounced and trounced and thrown around in your truck, comes in and out every damn day on your way to work, coming home, you throw it in the corner, it just gets rough service. I mean, let's face it, some of us own some pistols that we don't want getting that kind of service. It also needs to be reliable. It needs to be built on a platform that was built to be tough, rugged, and see rough service. And it needs to fire a cartridge that is capable of doing more than just pop a little squirrel in the head, or maybe pop a little young deer, or maybe a armadillo or whatever it is you care to eat when you're out on survival missions. And I think the weapon I have today meets all that criteria. At least it checks all those boxes for me. Now, this isn't something that's new to the tube, obviously. In fact, this is something I've seen on the tube for years and thought, man, if I ever find me one that looks like it's a good one and I'm willing to plunk down about $400, I think I might do it, Matthew. And that happened the other night. Actually, it happened while I was in the process of getting that 742 project off the ground up and running and finally done. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen them before and you'll see them again, and you're certainly going to see one in my bug out bag. This is the 7.62x25 TOKAREV. This one is by ZASTAVA. This is from Yugoslavia, 1965 vintage, and it's obviously imported. Has the added on safety. Now, they added safety features all over this damn thing, I reckon, but this is the one that has a safety right there, just kind of like a government model does, right there for your thumb. By the way, this weapon is unloaded, nothing in it, and with the controls just like a government model right there. You pick this up and you're just working, and you should be, because I mean, this is basically the John Browning 1903 pocket pistol, pocket auto, just Yugoslavian made. And man, I've been seeing it in the sales case for quite a while, and I finally decided, you know, I think that one's worth a look. And if you want to know about all of the features and all of the history and all the little quirks, Forgotten Weapons, Ian does a fine job. Such, he does, everybody's done it. I'm just throwing this out here as a quick little thing to say, hey, come out with me, pop a few rounds, and tell me if you think that this thing's going to wind up being a good bug out bag gun, because I honestly think it will. So, I wish I could have gotten more than one magazine, but that's all it came with, and that's all they had in stock. And I'm sure I can find one online somewhere, or one or two, depending on how much they cost. The thing I really like I said, when I talked about a pistol shooting a cartridge that can really be an all-around good use cartridge on a bug-out bag gun. Now, this is S&B. I'm not even going to try to pronounce their name, but you know who I'm talking about. It's new manufacture. That's an 85 grain FMJ, and I've seen several people that have been chronographing this specific load several times over across the internet, and that little 85 grain bullet chronograph data is showing in excess 1,550 feet per second out of a 4.5 inch barreled pistol, out of the PPSH or the PSSH, you know, the Tommy Commie, whatever you call that damn thing. These things run in excess almost 1,800 feet per second. Wow, that's fast. And so this little round has the ability. You can shoot jackrabbits, you could shoot pigs, you could shoot deer. It's certainly going to be a great defensive round against humans. Now, being FMJ, that's a military style. Might not be a one-shot stopper. You gotta pardon me, eggnog and rum. I like it. It's certainly going to get the job done. Even if they're wearing thick woolen uniforms and thick woolen winter coats and toting all sorts of garbage on them, trudging across the tundra, mile after mile. So, I think it's going to meet my criteria. And so I think we ought to just grab some bullets and head out to the range and pop a few rounds out of this bad girl. What do you say? So without any further ado, stand by while we jump in the truck and head that way, and I'll be right back. It is too damn cold to be playing out here for very long, even with a new toy. Let's do that one more time. Whew. Cold and wet, just like a Mother Russia, eh? Yeah, that's too fun. Ja very much so come steam. Alright, let's burn a little ammo with the paper. I ain't gonna do a bunch of it. And be advised, it's getting dark and my eyes ain't all that good and these sights are small and black, so that's about all the excuses I can make. That top target, I'm just gonna hold a full combat sight picture. Bottom of the black is where I'm aiming. 20 yards. Tell you what, if I had younger eyes, I could appreciate this trigger even more than I do. Because that trigger is crisp. Stand by. Alrighty then. What do you say we bang away at a little steel? See if my sight picture I was using on paper is the same as it is with a plate. Huh. There we go. Alrighty. There we are. There we go. Full sight picture, combat sight picture. Well, hell, it's a goddamn Russian Army gun. It ought to be that way, right? Stand by. It's too damn cold. Put a few more on them, and then I'm going to save the rest because I'm down to one more full box and one more full gun. I pulled that and I knew I did it when I did it. I'll tell you what, there's a little fire coming out of this puppy. Stand by. Holy shit. Woo! Damn, put the heater on. Holy cow. Woo! I'll tell you what, folks. I think that's about all this weather I want for right now. So what'd you think anyway, eh? Russian bug-out bag gun. Now, there's several pistols that I've wanted to use as bug-out bag guns that I have, and a good bug-out bag gun is going to be something that works reliably. I just fired a full box of ammo through this weapon, not even a hitch or a hiccup, and it was made in 1965 by people who knew how to make combat handguns. This is the ZASTAVA variant M-57 TOKAREV in 7.62mm by 2.5. Let me tell you, that's a badass little bullet. 85 grain bullet out of a 4.5 inch pistol doing in excess of 1,551 feet per second, and out of the old PPSH, the Tommy in excess of almost 1,800 feet per second. That's why these things are very prone to burning through soft body armor, even at level 3A. I didn't buy it for that, obviously, but tell you what, you could throw this in a bag and forget about it. I mean, just put it in there, a couple boxes of ammo, nice coat of protecting on it, stick it in a holster, throw it in there. You ain't gonna worry about it. Yeah, maybe getting a little moisture, maybe sit in there with the, hammer cocked. This bitch made to run. I tell you what now. And yeah, she throws a little fire out the front of that muzzle, don't she? Yeah, hell yeah. I wanted to stick around till dark and maybe get a couple more shots, but I'm hungry, I'm cold, I'm cranky, and I want to go home. So, without further ado, I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you have a Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year. Be good to yourself, be good to your friends, and be good to your neighbors if they're the kind of people you enjoy having as neighbors. Have a safe New Year. Love one another. Love yourself. And I'll be seeing you good people somewhere real soon. Downrange. Bye.